Jam on toast!
Hey everybody, welcome to the Jam. I'm Cameron. Today the toast is to Red vs. Blue Season 1. Oh, I get excited just saying it. Now, this is week 2 of the hashtag We Are Movie Club. Adam over at Junctor Videos did week 1, so go check out his video. And he tagged me, and I wanted to do something a little bit different for this because this is something a little bit different that we're doing on our own anyways. The web series Red vs. Blue is a wonderful little invention that came from a couple guys playing Halo, making jokes, and then they went back and they dubbed over voices to make a thing, and then they continued writing it, and it became a huge hit. They're on season 11 now. If you need to stop the video and get catched up, I'll put the link right here to the official web playlist for Roosterteeth. Check it out, it's a good time. The short sell on this one is that 2 squads of inept soldiers are stuck in a box canyon, and they're supposed to be fighting each other, but they have to deal with each other and all their personal issues as well. I love it, and this is almost true for the entire series. It boils down to one line from Church. It's in like episode 2. You know what? Fucking hate you. That line, it sets the tone for the entire series, and it just embodies it, and it lets you know a little bit about Church and what he's going through and how everyone really feels, because a lot of times you don't like the person to your left and right, and you make the best of it. My only hate for this, I really tried to find something else, but it's the technical limitations they had. They were playing this on the original Xbox, filmed using some kind of recording device. I can't even remember what they did. They used microphones in a bathroom to do lines. If you notice, the cropping's all weird, and that's because they were trying to cut out the HUD, the heads-up display. The MVP for this, without a doubt, is the writer and creator and the lead. I can't remember if he's actually still the CEO, but Bernie Burns, who voices Leonard Church. And as a character, Church is by far the MVP for season 1, at least. He carries it. The story is really focused on him, and as the series goes on, you kind of realize the series is focused on him. And maybe that's just Bernie shining through. Let's go on to the categories. Aesthetics. The aesthetics in this are kind of poor, especially by today's standards. The problem is that they didn't have really much control over it. They did the best they could. Like I said, they cropped it so that the heads-up display was not displaying the ammo and everything. You had the stupid reticle in the middle of the screen in the way. The entirety of this thing hinged on the fact that Bungie had a glitch in Halo, where if you pointed straight down with your viewpoint, the head would come back up. So it would literally look like this. And you'll see a couple scenes where they're hunched over, and they're doing this to look like they're talking, and that's literally someone pointing at the ground and then moving the joystick up and down to make the head bob. It's really amazing and innovative, though, for the time. They started a whole slew of machinima nonsense, and there's even a YouTube channel called Machinima that focuses mainly on people doing things like this, and admittedly, not a lot of them are really that great. And while the aesthetics are pretty poor, and again, they didn't have much control over that, it works. It makes it. And they only get better as they go. They really, as a series, it grows in leaps and bounds. But for season 1, aesthetics gets a 70. Character development. I love these characters. Bernie's a great writer. He really grew these characters. He managed to do it in small web episodes throughout season 1. And so you got pieces of the characters as they go. But watching it as an entire movie, it all holds. You get what the characters are doing, how they're expressing themselves. You get little exposition because most of the time they're standing around talking. There's not really a lot of real action where they're shooting back and forth in this. But even the times when you have action, the way they go about things, they really express their characters. The teleporter scene is a great example of that. Tucker, because he's self-involved and lazy, does not want to go through the teleporter. And Church actually threatens him with enjoyment. I mean, right there, that situation, even though they're not sitting there talking about themselves and their lives, it shows who they are as characters. It's very natural. Character development gets a 90. Storyline. When they started this, it was them playing Halo and making jokes. Most of season 1 is literally jokes they made while playing Halo, put into situations and then strung together. Other than maybe Donut and possibly Caboose. I think those two were added in specifically to make contiguous stories / jokes. But if you pay attention, this show is really about the characters and not an overall story. It's not about Blood Gulch itself. It's not about some crazy beginning to end love story and everything. In fact, there's a lot of tragedy going on with the action back and forth. But it is the perfect beginning to a longer series. Storyline gets a 75. Compulsion. This is a funny show. And despite how I feel about things like South Park, this is a show that does dirt humor really well and slightly intellectually. You pay attention to the situations, and yeah, there's a lot of cursing and dirty words, but it's almost beneficial to it. I say almost, but this show has so many good one-liners, you can almost quote the movie back and forth. And I have literally been part of that before. You can actually watch it over and over again, and you remember it because it leaves that impression with you. The only thing that's going to stop you from remembering season 1 is when you go on and watch season 2 and 3, and you keep going until you've got 10 seasons in your head and you don't know what to do with it. Compulsion gets a 98. Now, if you total everything up, you get an average of 83.25. For my rep review, I've got to say, watch this. Please watch this. Give it to other people to watch. Have them watch the first 2 episodes. And it's great. One of the best things about this is the gaps they leave in the characters for later development. And they do that on purpose because they didn't know what they wanted to do with the guys later, so they didn't want to limit themselves. And that's something that writers forget about in big movie productions and TV shows these days, is they forget to define things but leave things open so that they can work with it later. And it makes a lot of sense for continuity purposes. Not saying Red vs. Blue doesn't have continuity problems, but this is a wonderful thing to show the power of the internet, and I can only hope that more things still come up with it, even with YouTube being the way it is. I hope that somebody finds a way to use it to make themselves like these guys did. The bottom line is that this is a wonderful, funny show with lovable idiot characters. Go give the first 2 episodes a try and have a good time. Okay, now that that's done with, for next week, I'm going to tag Tor. She's decided we're all going to do Hairspray, the musical thing from 2007. To get another little bit different thing, I'm going to put a link to the streaming video that she found, and hopefully that stays up for us. And yeah, go watch that, do a review, and use the hashtag WeAreMovieClub, and it'll be a good time. Check in on her video for who she's going to tag for week 4. Now remember, the way it works is everyone can go and watch Tor's review, and everyone can kind of do their response to the movie as well. And then next week, Tor will be tagging somebody, and she'll let you know in advance. And we'll have another one to go, and hopefully we'll keep going until everybody gets to pick something. And there's enough of us out there right now that this could take a little bit. But I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what the next pick is, and that's it for me. I'm Cameron. Have a nice day. If you want to see anything else we're up to, go ahead and click the annotations, and they'll take you to our other channels.